So yeah, we got a few minutes or a minute until it's time. So this should be a fairly quick one. I actually stuck to the plan this time, which is also probably why this is not coming out in the middle of the month like a lot of the other updates. So I do plan on doing I have an NWC card to roll after the Q&A, which I'll probably do in the same video. I'm no reason to split them up really. So should be a good precursor to the Road to Galacticon event that's happening tomorrow. I'll be there. I've been also enjoying chatting on the Discord server. Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess they've always existed, but nobody's ever used them. But uh, Mike Delve and Kevin Butcher and Rob Bobian and myself have been hanging out in one of the chat channels and just kind of shooting the shit, and that's been fun. So if you're on the what is it, the Phil Singer Games Fans Discord that Grant runs, you can drop by and check those out. They're pretty entertaining, and you know, Rob and Kevin and Mike are longtime players. They know a lot about COTG. I'm not a big COTG guy, but I do enjoy like hearing about the history of it and kind of the stories and all that kind of stuff. And I also did not realize how many cards in COTG depicted guys with guns. All right, so we are pretty much on time here. No, the combo is never private on those. I mean, you could just drop it in. I usually drop it and pester them. They haven't told me to fuck off yet, so that's that's a good sign. Um, but anyway, as it says on screen, if you're new here and don't have FG Assistant, you can go to patreon.com/FG Assistant to get more information on the application. Um, we have also up on the FG Assistant page, we have added Sam Luptak Jr.'s power sets for 2021 and 2022. He didn't do a 2023 set, but he is working on one for this year. So those are up in the store. You can check those out if you want. There's lots of good cards in there. Sam does a lot of kind of older guys, as well as a lot of midgets. And, midgets are definitely something that is not well represented in the official line. I think we've only got 2 official midgets, and they're both black and white still. So, Sam's cards are great for the midgets. But yeah, patreon.com/FG Assistant. You can check it out, if you're unfamiliar. So we'll go right into the actual FG Assistant here. This is the main menu. Not much has changed over here. I don't think I did add this. This is one of the new things for this month. Basically, it allows you to do backups of everything, which is nice in case you have data errors or whatever. The more complicated data becomes, the more likely it is to have an error. And modern programs have complicated data, so this is just sort of a protection against that. I have mine set up to do auto backups, and it will keep 3 of the 3 latest, and it will make the backup. It says every day, but really what that is if I have launched the program, it will check back 24 hours, and if there's not a backup, it will make a backup. But if you don't launch the program for 3 days, it won't back up the data every day. If it's not open, it checks when it's opened and makes the backup at that point. So And I will warn you that this does add it does add time to your startup if it has to make a backup, and depending on how many cards you have, it can take quite a while. And the backups are pretty large. I have a lot of cards just because I've basically entered everything official and everything unofficial, and so, for Legends, and so I have almost. I think I have 1,850 cards on mine. So the backups are about 1.3 gigabytes. So you probably don't want to save a ton of backups. You have the option of saving up to 10, I believe, but I don't recommend that because I mean that would be like a ton, like 13 or 14 gigabytes worth of stuff. There's no reason for that. So this will just save you from having to have too much data stored on your hard drive. But I do recommend turning on auto backups unless you have a very small hard drive or something, in which case you can do it manually. But I do recommend making backups every once in a while because data corruption does and has happened, and usually I can try to help people fix it, but not everything can be fixed. In this way, if you have it set up to every day or every couple of days or whatever, you only lose that much data if something goes wrong. So, and I think that's the only thing in here that I have added. So that's something to keep in mind. This month has mostly been about sort of under the hood updates. So there's not a whole lot of really cool things to show off, but like these card management screens, the cards pop up a lot faster now. Like if I do all, it's good. And the goal in this was to get the memory usage down because so like with my 18,050 cards, or 1,845 cards is what I have. That used to take up about 6 gigabytes in memory, which is a lot. But it not only would it take up stuff in like the CP, like your RAM, it would eat up video memory because it has to load every one of these cards as a texture file. And at the risk of getting too technical, textures have to be unpacked and uncompressed. And so they are a lot bigger in memory than they are on your hard drive. And so, like, if you have I don't know, a lot of these cards are about 1.5 megabytes, like the textures, compressed and stored. And so they are probably 10 times that when they're unpacked and put into memory. And so they add up. So yeah, I was using almost 6 gigabytes of video memory as well. And a lot of people who use the program don't have modern graphics cards. Like my graphics card has 12 gigabytes of memory, which is not, it's sort of like high mid-end these days. I guess 16 gigabytes is kind of what you're aiming for the high end. But a lot of people had cards with their dedicated video memory that was like 2 gigabytes. And so my goal was to really get memory usage down this update, and this has done that, and it has had the side effect of making it very fast. So it still works pretty much the same way, except now you can't, if you scroll, it goes down a full line. You can't do the in-between thing. It's not like a smooth scroll bar like it used to be. So it will always just pop to the next line, which is, so I mean, a lot of people probably would prefer that anyway. So that's how this works now. And if I've changed it for all of what I call the table scenes, which is the scenes with like kind of the wooden table background. So all of the table scenes now have this sort of setup where it pops and you have the little buttons here. And if you were to like manually move this down, and you can't drag on this anymore. Like if I am clicking and dragging, that will not work. You have to use your scroll wheel or the buttons or drag the actual thing. So you can't click and drag cards this up and down anymore like you could in the old version. That's just because it's not smooth scrolling anymore, like it used to be. So no big deal there. It's just something to be aware of. It is a change. So yeah, that's pretty much how this has been updated. And so yeah, memory is a lot better. I don't know exactly what I'm using now, but if I do this, I can see and tell you. You can't see it, which is fine because then you can't see all the other stuff I have open on the computer and all that. But right now, I am using 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is not very much for a modern application. And if I go down and check my graphics card, I am using 2.6 gigabytes of VRAM, which also not that much for a modern application. So that's been the biggest update. So I have basically reduced memory usage by, what would that be, 300%? So you can't really argue with that. Pops Reviews. Hi, Carzilla. Hope you're doing well and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Yeah, I will be there tomorrow. Dominating the Legends chat as I am wont to do. Hopefully they'll make another channel so other people can discuss other things. But yeah, I will definitely be there, and I will be happy to talk with everybody, and it will be fun. So, looking forward to it. I wonder who we're going to get as the official, the exclusive card. I know on Uncharted Territories, Tim made the comment about 10,000 holds or 10,000 moves, and everybody got the Dean Malenko thing, but I'm not really sure that it's going to be Dean Malenko. I think that's kind of too big of a name for this. Somebody also guessed Mil Mascaras, and well, that would be awesome. I also think that would be a much bigger name than I think they'd give us an exclusive. So we'll see though. That's part of the fun. So I'm trying to think of what else I updated. I moved these in, I believe, the venue editor and the promotion editor last update, so that isn't new. But you can no longer create, if I go into the thing here, you can no longer create or edit venues in here. It will tell you which ones are there, but you can't create them anymore. So, but if you let's say you click on a place with a venue, like if you do this and then this, it will still let you book an event from here. Somebody said that they were having trouble with that, but that is definitely still a thing that you can do. So you just have to have these created and then select them from this over here, and you are good to go. So definitely can still be done. This is something I'm working on. I'll show this off real quick because I like it. It's fun. Do I still have my PDF cards for purchase? Old ones as well? Yes. Anything I've ever released is always available in PDF, pretty much in perpetuity. I know I never stop doing the PDFs. So if you want PDF copies of the Bootlegs of Wrestling sets that I release twice a year, you can either message me on Facebook or message me on the official forums. I'm Carlzilla on both. You can message me on the Filsinger Games Fan Discord. I'm Carlzilla in there as well. Or on the FG Assistant Discord if you are a patron and have access to it. Carlzilla in there as well. And yeah, just let me know what you're looking for, and I can get you squared away. They're $20 each. I don't usually do a volume discount, but I do a Black Friday sale usually. So if you're looking to buy a whole bunch of them and aren't in an immediate and aren't in a rush, you can always wait till around Black Friday, and usually it's basically you'll get one free. So right now I think I've released 5 sets. So normally that would be $100. I think that you would be able to get all 5 for $80 during the Black Friday sale this year. So anyway, that's the intro on that. So this is a work in progress. I have ripped these sprites from Fire Pro. They will not go. They will not ship when I release this this feature. You will probably have nothing here. You'll have to get your own. But you know, let's show it off anyway. So let's select this stuff. I want to turn this down. I don't want the Fire Pro sprite. I'll use the belt sprite though, because you know, cool. That's a good color. Then you're going to come down here, and I have found a bunch of these on Reddit. So you just take these off of the Reddit things, and you know, I split them up so you can kind of make your own. But let's go here. We're going to create the Australian national title or whatever. So let's zoom this up, make it bigger, put it right here in sort of the center of the belt. Now, the original color is kind of this, you see that it has a silvery color. So let's change this. Let's say I want this to be gold. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to set it to be kind of goldish. Maybe I want it to be a little darker. I do want this to multiply, and we're going to hit replace color. And it's going to make it gold, and that's pretty nice. And then let's say I want this green here. We're going to go to color channel B. It doesn't, right now, it doesn't allow you to like just click and get a color. That will come eventually. So for now, you just kind of have to guess at about where it is. This is about probably there. And you could set this, having trouble talking. This slider down here is a threshold, which will make it so that, you know, if you're not exactly on par, it will kind of allow you to replace it anyway. Let's make this kind of red, because why not? Let's see. See, it still has some green around it, so we want to raise the threshold a little bit. Still got some green. Raise it a little more. That looks pretty good. So there you go. And that's a way you can, and we could do the same thing over here. We're going to add, let's add 2 of these. Why not? So these are like your side plates or whatever. Put them here. Let's zoom that one up. Make it about the same size. Put it over here. And we're going to go... We're on B still. Let's go back to A. This is the silver color. It just kind of defaults to that. Let's make the silver color on these ones. Let's make them gold again. Why not? So we're going to come here. I want to make it a little darker. Replace the color. So yeah, it'll just, you can do that on all of them. You know, I'm not going to go too much farther than that, but you get the idea. And then if you hit save and exit, this will look ugly as shit, but it will be there. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. But yeah, then you can create if you go up here to create and title, and you go test, I'm not going to worry too much about it, and I go save. It will create this title, and you have this nice little image in the background, and it has the image here. So it basically allows you to create belts. You know, I do eventually want to talk with Greg Hunter about maybe making some exclusive plates and straps for the program, but that would be in the future after I get the whole feature in, basically. Let's get rid of that. I don't need the test thing. But yeah, so that's something that I've been working on, like sort of in the background. It isn't in this update, but it is coming. So Hexstar Billy Roberts says some of those belts are on the archives. Yeah, so he runs an unofficial bootleg archive, and it does have title belt stuff. So you can grab that and split it up at your convenience, and it will work well for that. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I need to show off. I don't think that there's anything else. I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything. We did tournaments last month. yeah, I think that's it. So that concludes the Q&A portion, unless somebody has other questions. Or actually, somebody did ask a question in the comments of the video, so let me go dig that up, and that way I can answer it for them without, and that way I can answer uh, having to. Where is it? There it is. Um, okay. So it looks like his name is John E4798, and he asked about moving cards between computers, like moving data. That is supported. You do have to contact me. I do have to lock things down because Filsinger Games is a little bit on the I don't know what the word is. They don't want me. Well, it's not that they don't want me. They're uncomfortable with the idea that people could pirate cards. So right now, if you want to move cards, you need to contact me, and I basically will tell you to send me a link, like to zip up your card archive, upload it to Google Drive, send me a link. Then you can go ahead and delete it. I'll take the file that I download. I will change your ID to the new one and upload it to you, and you'll be able to download it, and I'll delete that. And that way there are no cards left around, and that way you can move them between computers. Hopefully in the future we can figure out a better way to do that. Right now I just don't want to run afoul of Filsinger Games and their like uh, piracy stuff, because that's one of their biggest fears about these digital programs. They're basically pretty willing to accept this as a like a non-official thing. Like they're not fighting me or telling me to stop advertising it or to stop working on it or to cease and desist or anything like that. They're really cool about it. Um, but I don't want to run afoul of them, so right now you do have to kind of work with me to update the the data to work on a new computer, like if you move computers. So that is the case for those. Um, let's see, what else did he ask? It's a pretty long thing here. Here we go. Will I be able to transfer? I answered that. Will the app run on my current laptop? The specs are a Core i7 4700 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. It should, especially this new version. I know that people run it on less, so obviously that's not like a super modern setup, but it doesn't. It's not. The biggest thing was the video memory. That was the biggest thing that was keeping it from being able to be run on a lot of people's stuff, and fixed that with this update. So at this point, it should work on your old computer. It should definitely work on the new computer, and you should be able to sort of get it done on either, and transfer things when you need to. He mentions that he played the Superstar Pro Wrestling card game, which is an awesome game if you guys haven't played it. My biggest issue with it is that it has a lot of arbitrary math when you're doing it by hand, and I don't like that. It's the same reason I don't care for what's the other one that people like, the squared circle. I think Pops has done some stuff on that. Grant has done some stuff with the squared circle, but it's just a lot of math, and unless you're going to set up a spreadsheet or whatever, it's kind of it's not like difficult math, but it's enough that it slows things down really and makes it not fun to play for me. Um, but yeah, and then he mentions Tommy Vogel's Wrestling Finest, and I have. If you're not familiar with it, it's a $100 purchase price, and you can't even create your own stuff because he doesn't trust you enough not to break his system. So my thing is fuck that. That's just an insane asking price for a computer program that just, yeah, no, not, I'm not okay with that. I mean, he might be a cool guy and his system might be wonderful, but for me, that's just, you're asking for the moon and delivering, cheese. I don't know. It's just not for me. So, um, but yeah. So if you played those two, the Phil Singer system is fairly different. It's a lot more relaxed. Um, there isn't a whole lot of math involved. Um, it's easy to pick up. It's easy to master as well. Like, you know, it's easy to. There are clear and concise rules for making your own cards. I laugh because a lot of people seem to have trouble with them, and I don't quite understand why. I mean, we all make mistakes. Like, as somebody who makes a lot of bootlegs, I will sometimes forget things or whatever, but as long as you get a good proofreader or two, um, don't make fun of me, says Billy Roberts. No, I'm not. It's not directed at anybody in particular. It's just I've I've noticed that a lot of people just have trouble with some of the rules, and I don't. I'm like, they're pretty clear to me, but again, I mean, everybody's a little different. So, um, but yeah, I do recommend even people like myself or Jared Rickert, who does the PDF Prime, um, or I'm sure that Will and Chad and Corey, who do UBU, the bootleg sets, I'm sure they have proofreaders, and for good reason. We everything you're gonna slip up from time to time. But the Phil Singer games, they have clear and fairly concise rules for creating your own stuff. So and they encourage it in an unofficial kind of way, as much as an official company can encourage unofficial things for their product. So definitely, I recommend trying it out to John E 79 or 4798. So that's what I have to say about that. And that was the only outside of the chat question. So with that wrapped up, I guess we are on to the match thing. Unless somebody else has questions, and if you do, feel free to post them in the chat. I will answer them as they come up. And we are on card 8.6 for the for my NWC promotion. This is coming out of Madison Square Garden, New York, New York. Standing room only, 18,330 in attendance out of 20,000 possible. So pretty good attendance for this card, which sees Jim Londos defend his European title against Sandor Szabo, making his NWC debut, coming over from Europe to challenge Londos for that European title. Also on the card, the debut of the Missouri Mauler as he takes on Henry Erslinger. The Whitehall Lords with Captain Leslie Nelson, or Leslie Holmes, excuse me, is facing Dawn Eagle and Little Wolf. Elvira Snodgrass making her debut against June Byers. Billy Riley is in action against Gory Guerrero in a light heavyweight bout. And then, like I said, that main event, Sandor Szabo and Jim Londos. So that is what is going down here. We got 5 matches. I will still answer questions, like I mentioned, so just pop them in the chat if you have one, and I will get to it. Might be between matches, but I will definitely get to it. So let's go to our first match: Missouri Mauler versus Henry Erslinger. And in the red corner, weighing in at 158 pounds and standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, from Vienna, Austria, he is Henry Erslinger. And in the blue corner, weighing in at 325 pounds and standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, from St. Joseph, Missouri, this is the Missouri Mauler. And let's roll for initiative and ring that bell. It looks like Earthslinger takes it on the lockup here. And Earthslinger with a body lock takedown. This is a power move, and Earthslinger does not have the power. So Missouri Mauler able to power out of that body lock and avoid being taken down. And he locks in a power lock. This is a choice B maneuver. So it's going to be into the row or into the turnbuckle or a level 2 move on agility. That isn't going to happen. So turnbuckle it is. And Henry Earthslinger backed into the turnbuckle by the Missouri Mauler, but he is able to spin it around and deliver a blow right to the ribs of the Missouri Mauler. He comes stumbling out of the turnbuckle, and Earthslinger grabs a scissor hold on Missouri Mauler here, and Mauler's down. He's able to get his shoulders to the mat in the scissors hold. Let's see if he can get this, and he does. Holy, out of nowhere. The match ends. Henry Earthslinger pins the Missouri Mauler with the scissor hold. That was not expected. I was hoping that Earthslinger would definitely lose this one because I had plans for the Missouri Mauler. Now I'm going to have to alter them. But this was a scissor hold pin. That was a squash for sure. And no real notes to be had there, so we'll hit OK. There we go. And now we're on to our second match. The Whitehall Lords with Captain Leslie Holmes facing off against Don Eagle and Little Wolf. And in the red corner at a total combined weight of 432 pounds, Big Chief Little Wolf and Chief Don Eagle. And in the blue corner, at a total combined weight of 493 pounds, Lord Athol Leighton and Lord James Blears, the Whitehall Lords. So let's add their pin saves here to the... Where are we going here? We just need to add this to the red corner. Pin saves. They get 2. Okay. They do not get any other stuff here. I don't play with the double team charts, although I could. And he's got distraction interference, that's fine. Okay, cool. Everything's good there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? These are automatically added. I'm going to add them to the corner because then the Captain Leslie Holmes. I'm just going to say interference attempts. Nope, it's distraction. That's what I'm looking for. Distraction attempts. And he gets 1 of those. And then we're going to add manager interference attempts. He gets 1 of those. Okay, so that should be good to go. And now let's roll 1 die to see who is going to start for each team. And it is evens for both. So that is Blears and Don Eagle. And let's roll for initiative. And Blears takes it on the lockup here. And Lord James Blears attempts to drop toe hold. That is going to work. They are even in agility. Don Eagle is down. Could this be another short one? Blears, not capitalizing as well as he could, trying to throw him with a hip toss. This is a choice C maneuver. Agility, that would be 5 or less, so not going to happen there. Or 8 or less, so that's what we're going to do. So he needs an 8 or less. And on a roll of 8, he throws him with the hip toss. It's a level 2 hip toss. And Don Eagle is down once again. And Blears waits for him to get up and then blasts him with a series of drop kicks. And now Don Eagle is down. Blears makes that tag to Lord Athol Leighton, who comes in. Tries another big hip toss. And he throws Don Eagle to the mat. They're going to try for a tag here. I need a 6 or less on the 2 dice. And he doesn't get it, so Don Eagle thrown down, and Athel able to stop him from crawling over to his corner and making the tag. Athel judo chop to the throat of Don Eagle. That's going to take the wind out of him as Don Eagle's hurt here. And Layton locks on a front chancery and drags him to his corner. And Lord James Blears is in and kicks him right in the ribs as Layton holds him in that front chancery. Oh, that was the wrong thing. I need to do this. And that's going to be a pin. So, kicks him in the ribs. Eagle falls to the mat. And Blears goes for the cover. And Don Eagle the target is 1. He rolls a 6. So, gets a fatigue, but he's able to kick out. And Blears pitches him out of the ring. And Don Eagle can't get much done there, trying to slow it down a little bit, take a breather. Chief Don Eagle rolls back into the ring, and James Blears grabs a top wrist lock submission on Don Eagle. Don Eagle is down. He's going to go for that pin, that tag. Jesus, I haven't done this in a long time. I need to stream more often so that my announcing chops don't deteriorate so much. Normally, I'm not this bad. But Don Eagle going for that tag. He needs a 6 or less. He doesn't get it. So he is down. Athel going to pitch him out of the ring. Or not. James Blears going to pitch him out of the ring again. And Don Eagle can't get much done. Just kind of takes a breather and rolls back in. Blears doesn't have a choice. He's going to back him into the ropes. And the referee able to break these two men up before anything happens as they lean against the ropes. And they meet back up in the center of the ring. And there we go. And Don Eagle wins the lockup here. And Don Eagle, Indian War Flip on Lord James Blears. Blears is down, and he tries for the tag, and he is able to make it. So Blears tags into Lord Athel. And Layton comes in, grabs and pushes him back into his corner, and they attack the crap out of him. So Blears is back in, and Eagle is hurt. And Blears chokes him in that corner there. And once again, they are making that quick tag. And Don Eagle rolling on level 3 defense. Don Eagle's hurt here as Lord Athel is in control. They let go of the choke and then just judo chop him directly in the throat. And Don Eagle able to block it, trying to come back here, womp him. And that's going to leave Athel down. He's trying to make that tag. He needs 6 or less. He's able to do it. So Athel extends and gets the tag to Lord James Blears. Blears comes in, grabs a hammerlock on Don Eagle, and kind of rides him down to the mat. And Don Eagle's hurt here as Lord James Blears applies a surfboard stretch. And Eagle's hurt. Can he pull? He pulls an arm out. Can he make the tag? Not able to do it. Blears breaks the surfboard stretch and lays in to Don Eagle. And Blears with some forearm smashes on Don Eagle here. And Don Eagle's hurt. Blears going to tag in Athel once again. And it's another front chancery, dragging him back to his corner and tagging in Lord James Blears, who boots him once again, and that's going to put him down. And then Blears locks on that Oxford leg strangle on Don Eagle. They have really done a number on Don Eagle here. The target is going to be 4, and the roll is an 8, so Don Eagle avoids being pinned here. And Lord Athel and Lord James Blears kind of in disbelief that didn't finish him off. They've really done a number on him. Athel gets tagged back in, and Layton repeated judo chops on Don Eagle. This has an asterisk, so let's see what the move is here. Roll one die. On a roll of 6, Layton immediately follows the judo chops with a running body press, +1. So let's see. We're going to roll one die. It's a 5, so he just does the judo chops. No running body press this time. And that's going to leave Don Eagle down. Eagle is trying to make that tag. He needs 6 or less. And on a roll of 8, he just can't do it. Athol Layton grabs him by the legs, by the ankles, and just pulls him back. Don Eagle in trouble now. He's going to pitch Don Eagle out of the ring. Eagle hits hard, and he might be counted out here. Target is 4, roll is an 8, so he's not counted out. He's able to roll back in, and Athol Layton is clearly in control here. Another repeated judo chops, and the roll is a 4, so it's just the judo chops. And once again, Don Eagle is down. He's going to try to make this tag, and on a roll of 7, he just can't get it. So, Don Eagle still in trouble here as Lord Athol Layton just beating on him. There's more repeated judo chops. And on a roll of 3, that is just the repeated judo chops. Don Eagle is down. Layton tags in James Blears, who comes in and pitches Don Eagle out of the ring. Eagle uses that to take a breather. The referee keeps Lord James Blears from going out and attacking him. And Don Eagle rolls back in, and Blears continues his assault here, grabbing a front chancery. And I think he's going to push him into the turnbuckle here. And Don Eagle able to reverse that, spins it around on Blears, and clocks him right across the bridge of the nose with a big forearm shot. Lord James Blears is in trouble here. Don Eagle backing Blears into the turnbuckle now. And this time Blears waits for Eagle to try to push him, and then he drops down, drop toe hold, puts Don Eagle on the mat. James Blears now grabbing him up, pushing him back to his corner, and choking him. This is an add 1 maneuver and a tag, so Lord Athol Layton steps in here, continues that choke. Don Eagle's down, and Lord Athol Layton with the repeated judo chops. And let's see if he can follow it up. He cannot, so it's just the chops. Don Eagle is still down. Eagle just cannot get a break. And a hip toss by Lord Athol Layton. Don Eagle able to counter that. And Eagle blasts him with a left hook. That's an agility move. He does have the agility, so that is going to work. And that's going to put him in range of a tag here. Can he make the tag? He cannot, but Don Eagle can. And Big Chief Little Wolf is in now. And Big Chief Little Wolf with a big tomahawk drop on Lord Athol Layton. Layton's down. And Little Wolf tries for a roll-up, can't get his shoulders down. Layton able to pop out and stand back up, and backs Big Chief Little Wolf into the ropes. And Little Wolf can't get much done there. The referee comes in to separate him, and Layton throws an overhead shot right over the top of the referee, catching Little Wolf. Little Wolf in trouble here. And Layton applies a top wrist lock. This is a choice F maneuver. Gonna go with the power move. That is... No, he's not. He's gonna go with the agility move. I forgot that he had made the tag. Little Wolf is a lot stronger than Don Eagle. So, agility. So this is gonna be 8 or less for a level 2 top wrist lock. And on a roll of 11, Big Chief Little Wolf able to power out of that and take control of the match here, taking him down with a leg lock. And Athol Layton is hurt here. He could make that tag, though, and he does make it. So Lord James Blears comes in, grabs him, pushes him back into the corner, pushes Little Wolf back, and the Whitehall Lords double team him. Layton is back in, Little Wolf in trouble. Little Wolf is down. He is not going to leave the ring. And Lord Athel Leighton going to apply a step over toe hold. This is a choice G maneuver. And we are using the vintage chart, so choice G is not a death jump. Let's see. Into the turnbuckle or a level 3 move on power. I think, ooh, that's not good on either of them. I guess we're going to go for the power. He needs a roll of 5 or less. And on a roll of 8, he can't get it. And Big Chief Little are coming back. Trips him down and applies that Texas Cloverleaf on Lord Athel Leighton. Leighton in trouble here. Leighton's down. Big Chief Little Wolf waits for him to get back to his feet. And Leighton slow to get back up, but when he does, Little Wolf applies that front face lock. And that's going to leave him down. He's going to roll out of the ring. And he can't get much done, but he does manage to slow the match back down. Little Wolf going for a leg sweep. That's an agility move, and they're equal, so that will work. And Lord Athel Leighton is dazed. Now Little Wolf attempts a native throw, and he does have the power, so that will also work. And Lord Athel Leighton is hurt. And Little Wolf backs him into the ropes. And Lord Athel Leighton waits for him to back into the ropes and then comes shooting off with a takedown and then a lateral press. Little Wolf in trouble here. Target is 3, roll is a 6, so no pin on Little Wolf just yet, but Lord Athel Leighton in control now. Leighton with a big hip toss, and Little Wolf is down. Leighton makes the tag to Lord James Blears. Blears comes in, backs him into the ropes with a double team choke as both Blears and Athel Leighton choke on Little Wolf. This is an add 1 maneuver and a tag, so Leighton comes back in. And Little Wolf is hurt. And he backs him into his corner, locks the front chancery on him, and Lord Athel Leighton holds him there as Blears comes off the second rope with a clubbing axe handle to the back. And Blears is in control now. And Little Wolf is down. Not going to throw him out of the ring, going to roll up, going to back him into the ropes. And the referee steps in quickly, breaks these two men up. And Blears and Little Wolf in the middle of the ring, locking up. And Blears is able to take it on the lockup. Once again, going to back Little Wolf into the ropes. And once again, the referee steps in. And once again, Lord James Blears wins the lockup here. And takes him down and applies a surfboard stretch. Little Wolf powers out of that and clocks James Blears with a right hook. Blears blocks the hook and grabs him and backs him into his corner. And Blears and Athel Leighton go to town. And that's enough to put him down, and Lord Athel Leighton goes for the pin. This is a target of 5, so they are going to use a pin save here. And that successfully worked. Don Eagle comes in, breaks up the pin. So no pin there. But Lord Athel Leighton still in control of this match. And Athel Leighton out of the ring with Big Chief Little Wolf. And he throws Little Wolf to the concrete floor. Little Wolf smacks it hard. He's going to add 1 to his pin rating. And he finally is able to roll back in, just beating the referee's count. Lord Athel Leighton, repeated judo chops again. Can't get that 6, so it's just the judo chops. Little Wolf is down. Lord Athel Leighton goes for the pin anyway. They're going to go for another pin save. And once again, Don Eagle able to break up the pin. And Lord Athel Leighton pulls Little Wolf off the mat and is kind of upset about this. He's going to tag in Lord James Blears, who comes in. Blears climbs to the top rope. And Little Wolf able to kind of break free from Athel Leighton and struggling on the turnbuckle here. Wrestler with the better agility. And that's going to be Lord Athel Leighton. So Leighton pushes Little Wolf back down to the mat and then jumps off onto him with a big knee drop here. And Blears, once again, climbing to the top rope. And once again jumps off onto him with a big knee drop, this time going for the cover afterwards. They have no more pin saves, so the target is going to be 8, and the roll is a 5. And so the Whitehall Lords have finally defeated Little Wolf and Don Eagle. Then that was Lord James Blears over Little Wolf with a diving knee drop. Let's see. Wow. 11. That was I'm going to give it 3 stars. I'm going to round. Not bad. So a solid match between those two. And this is going to see Elvira Snodgrass making her debut against June Byers. This is going to be a tough debut for Snodgrass, as June Byers is not a pushover here. In the red corner, weighing in at 150 pounds and standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, from Houston, Texas, this is June Byers. And in the blue corner, weighing in at 136 pounds and standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, from Vornado, Louisiana, this is Elvira Snodgrass. And the two ladies meet up in the center of the ring. And June Byers gets the upper hand. And June Byers grabs her up, body slam. This is a choice A maneuver. So she's either going to body slam her and then push her into the ropes, or she's just going to do a level 2 body slam on Power. I think that's what we're going to see here. It's going to work on 8 or less. And on a roll of 10, Byers gets her up, but Snodgrass slips out the back. And Elvira Snodgrass spins June Byers around, grabs her up in a cradle, and suplexes her over. And June Byers able to counter that. And she's attempting that body slam once again. She needs 8 or less. And on a roll of 7, she gets her this time. And Elvira Snodgrass is dazed. June Byers grabs a headlock on Elvira Snodgrass. Snodgrass able to break free here and punches Byers straight in the head. June Byers able to block that and attempt a back leg trip on Elvira Snodgrass. That puts Snodgrass on the mat, and she's hurt here as she gets back to her feet. And June Byers with a bridging double toe hold on Elvira Snodgrass. Snodgrass is hurt, but she's able to force a break here, and June Byers waits for her to get back to her feet and then just clubs her with a straight right hand. And let's see, that's going to be on agility or power. She's only got a -1, so we're going to go for the agility. That's going to be 7 or less. And on a roll of 5, she gets it, so that was a very solid straight right hand. And Elvira Snodgrass is in trouble. She's hurt here as June Byers blasts her with a knee drive as she tries to get up. Snodgrass is hurt, and June Byers hip tosses Elvira Snodgrass as she gets back to her feet and kind of tries to get her bearings. Snodgrass blocks the hip toss, won't go over, and just lays a kick into the thigh of June Byers. That's an agility move, so that's not going to work. Byers able to deftly avoid the shot to the thigh and take control of the match, trying another hip toss. Snodgrass not going to allow that to happen. And Snodgrass tries to punch Byers in the head, and that's going to connect, and she is dazed a little bit there by that punch. Snodgrass going to try a hair pull takedown on June Byers. Byers hits the mat but pops right back up. She's a little dazed here as Snodgrass grabs the hair again and pulls her to the mat. And as she gets back up a second time, Snodgrass tries to punch her in the head again, and that connects. But it is a grazing blow, and Byers is a little dazed. Once again, she tries to kick her in the thigh, but June Byers a little too quick for that. She's able to just kind of avoid the kick and trips Snodgrass to the ground and then drops a big hammering elbow drop on her. Elvira Snodgrass is in trouble here. She's hurt as June Byers throws her to the mat with a hip toss. She gets back up. She's confused. She's dazed. And June Byers with a big drop kick. That's a power move, and that is going to work. So Snodgrass is rocked. Snodgrass sent back into the ropes, reeling, as June Byers continues her attack. Byers backs her into the turnbuckle here, and it looks like Byers with a fireman's carry or a firewoman's carry out of the turnbuckle on Elvira Snodgrass. And she drops a hammering elbow again. And June Byers is solidly in control now. Snodgrass is hurt. Knee drive as Snodgrass tries to get back to her feet, keeping Snodgrass reeling. And Byers goes for that hip toss again. And Snodgrass, once again, just a little too strong and is able to keep herself from going over. Snodgrass backs Byers into the turnbuckle. And Byers can't get much done there as Snodgrass drives several forearm shots into the face of June Byers. And Byers in trouble here. She is hurt as Snodgrass has turned the tide. Tries a big body slam. This is a choice C maneuver. Gonna try for whatever the power is. That's gonna work on 5 or less, so yeah, that doesn't work. Elvira Snodgrass can't get Byers up for a body slam, and Byers backs her into the turnbuckle. And Elvira Snodgrass able to spin it around, grab the back of the head of June Byers, and slam her face first into that top turnbuckle. Snodgrass once again going to try that body slam. That is going to work on 5 or less. And it actually works this time. So big body slam, level 2 body slam by Elvira Snodgrass. And June Byers pops right back up, completely unhurt. And backs Snodgrass into the turnbuckle. And this time Byers returning the favor, driving several forearm shots into the face of Elvira Snodgrass. And June Byers continues her attack after Snodgrass comes crashing out of the corner after eating those forearm shots. Knee drive on Snodgrass, but she's able to roll out of the way and get back to her feet. Punching Byers in the head, but Byers blocks it. Byers grabs a grinding headlock and works it. Elvira Snodgrass able to slip out, grabbing her up and attempting a jumping slam on June Byers. Byers is hurt here as Snodgrass continues her attack once again, trying to cradle her up and suplex her over. And that is going to work this time. But Byers able to break her fall a little bit there. She pops back up dazed. And Snodgrass going to grab a front headlock and try punching her right in the face. And this is a power move, and she does not have the power, so that is not going to work. And June Byers is in control. Straight right hand. This caught her good last time. We're going to go for that agility one. 7 or less. And on a roll of 4, she catches her very solidly in the jaw here with a straight right hand. Snodgrass in trouble. Byers going for the cover here. Target is 3. Roll is an 8. So Snodgrass able to kick out. But June Byers is now in control of this match. Body scissors vice on Elvira Snodgrass, and she is down. As June Byers continues to really wrench that body scissors vice on Elvira Snodgrass. And Snodgrass able to break the body scissors, but she is definitely hurt here as she tries to get back to her feet, and June Byers knee drives her down to the mat again. Elvira Snodgrass once again grabbing those ropes and getting back to her feet, and Byers trips her down and hammering elbow drop again. And this is a pinfall attempt here as Byers goes for the lateral press here. Target is going to be 4. Roll is a 3. So that does it. Hammering elbow, or the hammer elbow drop by June Byers has defeated Elvira Snodgrass. So June Byers wins with a hammer elbow drop. And let's see, that was... she should have got another fatigue, but I didn't add it, so that was 2, so that's going to be 1 star. Not an amazing match, but not terrible. And here we go. Our light heavyweight semi-main event between Billy Riley and Gory Guerrero. Riley really took William Muldoon to his limit, but couldn't get it done. So Billy Riley has been kind of a fan favorite ever since. Not that fans dislike Muldoon, but after 6+ years of being the champion, anyone who can take him kind of to the limit is worthy of fan praise. And in the red corner, weighing in at 220 pounds and standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, from El Paso, Texas, this is Gory Guerrero. And in the blue corner, weighing 175 pounds, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, from Wigan, Greater Manchester, England, this is the man who founded the Snake Pit, Billy Riley. And Riley and Gory Guerrero meet up in the center of the ring, neither man giving an inch. They just continue to jockey for control. And Billy Riley manages to beat Gory Guerrero in the lockup, and Riley with an inside toe hold on Gory Guerrero. Guerrero's down here. He's going to roll out of the ring close enough to the ropes, so... And Guerrero grabs the leg of Riley, pulls him out of the ring, and delivers a big shot to the face. The referee is kind of upset with that. He is admonishing Gory Guerrero. Guerrero not disqualified, though. And the two men are back in the ring, and Guerrero's in control here. Big German suplex on Billy Riley. Riley able to avoid going over with a big elbow to the head, and grabs Gory Guerrero, ties him up, and bars the arm of Gory Guerrero. Guerrero is dazed here as Billy Riley continues to really work that armbar here. And Guerrero dazed again. And Riley finally trying to throw Gory with a hip toss, and he puts him down on the mat. Gory Guerrero hits hard. Riley grabs a top wrist lock and applies an arm scissor as Guerrero gets back to his feet. Really working that arm scissor here, but Gory Guerrero able to work his way out, and Guerrero surprising Billy Riley with a big backbreaker drop. And Riley is hurt here. And now Gory Guerrero, another backbreaker drop as Billy Riley pushes Guerrero away and then tries to come in with an attack. And Riley's hurt, and Guerrero charges him and takes him down with a big flying head scissors. But no, Billy Riley able to pop out of those head scissors with ease, and is in control now, tying up with Gory Guerrero and barring the arm. And that's going to daze Gory Guerrero. And shoulder carry takedown by Billy Riley. Gory Guerrero is dazed again here. And Billy Riley now attempts a belly-to-back suplex. This is an agility move, and he does not have the agility, so that will not work. And Gory Guerrero, once again, pushing him off and then attempting a flying head scissors on Billy Riley. And Riley is not having any of that high-flying shenanigans. And Riley pushes Guerrero off and then backs him into the turnbuckle. And Riley lifts a knee as the referee steps in to break it up. Gory Guerrero comes stumbling out of the corner, and Riley grabs a top wrist lock and attempts to apply an arm scissor. And he can't get him down, so they're just fighting for that arm scissors. But Gory Guerrero is dazed. Riley attempts another belly-to-back suplex, but Gory Guerrero able to kind of roll out of that one and land back on his feet. And now Gory Guerrero attempting a side body slam. This is a choice C maneuver. We're going to go for the power version of this maneuver. That's going to work on a 6 or less and will be a level 2 move. And on a roll of 7, he can't get him in that side body slam. So Billy Riley in control here, backing him into the turnbuckle. And Gory Guerrero in trouble here as Riley lifts another knee as the referee comes to break it up. Billy Riley kind of being rough in the corner there. And Riley grabs a headlock and leg sweeps Guerrero to the mat. Guerrero's hurt here as Riley applies a single leg crab hold, really wrenching on the hips and lower back of Gory Guerrero. Guerrero's hurt here, and he waits for him to get back to his feet, grabs a headlock and sweeps him to the mat again. And Gory Guerrero able to avoid the sweep and pop his head out, and he backs Billy Riley into the ropes. And as he backs him into the ropes, the referee comes in to break it up. Guerrero throws a big drop kick, and Riley goes stumbling back into the ropes, and Guerrero comes in, backbreaker drop, as Riley careens off the ropes there and into Gory Guerrero. And Riley's dazed here, that caught him by surprise, and Guerrero attempts a big knee lift, that's power move, and Billy Riley has the power advantage, so Riley puts his arms up, pushes the leg back down, doesn't make any kind of connection with Billy Riley, and Riley's in control now, dropping him with an inside toe hold. And Gory Guerrero's hurt here. Inside toe hold, he continues to apply pressure. And Guerrero's down. He is going to roll out of the ring. He's able to get to the ropes and roll out, but really that toe hold did a lot of damage. And now he is just kind of taking a breather outside the ring, but he's not paying enough attention to the count. Can he make it back in time? Target is 2, roll is a 3, so just barely he is able to roll back into the ring in time. And Gory Guerrero is in trouble here as Billy Riley, grounded arm trap and stretch, really working that arm. Guerrero's hurt here, and Riley grabs a headlock and tries to sweep him to the ground, and it works this time. Guerrero hits hard. Riley working that headlock. And as they both stand back up, Riley grabs the underhooks and tries to suplex Gory Guerrero over. And Guerrero hits the mat hard. He's down. Billy Riley in control, rolling him up again and grabbing another underhook suplex on Gory Guerrero. Guerrero's hurt here as Billy Riley grabs a top wrist lock and tries to apply those arm scissors. This has not worked in the past, and it is not working now. Guerrero able to get free and throws a big drop kick at Billy Riley. And it catches Riley, who bounces into the ropes. Oop, wrong thing here. He needs to roll this. Riley bounces into the ropes and comes careening off. And he is definitely hurt here, definitely not in a good spot. And Gory Guerrero charges at Billy Riley and just delivers a huge missile drop kick on Billy Riley. And Riley's down. Riley going to roll out of the ring here. And Billy Riley is in trouble. Referee begins his count. Riley easily able to make it back in time. But Gory Guerrero is in control here. Guerrero not going to throw him out of the ring, going to roll up. And Gory Guerrero scoops him up with a backbreaker and just drops him across the knee. And Billy Riley is dazed here as he gets back to his feet. Guerrero tries for the knee lift, but that's not going to work. Billy Riley attempting that top wrist lock and arm scissors. And this time it's able to work. He's able to get him down onto the mat and apply pressure on that arm scissors. As they get back to their feet, he's still got that top wrist lock applied. He takes him back down and applies that arm scissors again. And Gory Guerrero in trouble here. Gets back to his feet. And Billy Riley going to back him into the ropes. And the referee steps in to break these two up. And they lock up in the center of the ring. And Gory Guerrero wins the lockup and attempts some flying head scissors on Billy Riley. Riley is flipped to the mat with those flying head scissors. And Gory Guerrero now in control. Big missile drop kick. And that catches Riley solidly. And this is going to be the pin here. And Guerrero needs a 4 or better? And with a roll of 12, Billy Riley is able to kick out. And Gory Guerrero is in control. Guerrero not going to throw him out of the ring, going to roll up. And Guerrero again attempts that backbreaker drop. And that connects, and he's able to do it. And Guerrero locks in an octopus hold here. Billy Riley is close to the ropes, and he's really in trouble, though. He grabs the ropes, breaks the hold, and then rolls out of the ring. Riley takes a breather on the outside, able to break up the momentum of Gory Guerrero, rolls back in, but Guerrero's quick to get back on him, grabs that backbreaker, and just drops him across the knee. Billy Riley is dazed, and Gory Guerrero clubs him with a big forearm smash. And that dazes Billy Riley again. And Riley put down with a big trip. And as he's on the ground, Gory Guerrero just drives the boot into the face and twists and scrapes the face of Billy Riley. This is a choice B maneuver. So not going to back him into the turnbuckle. I guess he'll go for the agility. Going to work on a 6 or less. And on a roll of 6, that is exactly what happens. And Riley's dazed here. As Guerrero attempts another knee lift, that's not going to connect. Riley with that top wrist lock again. Gory Guerrero able to break out of that. Tries for that twisting boot scrape again. He's got to get a 6 or less, and on a roll of 5, he is successful. Riley able to keep it, able to raise his hands up and grab the boot as he tries to go for the twist, putting him down on the mat, and Billy Riley attempts a top wrist lock and arm scissors again on Gory Guerrero. And just like normal, Gory Guerrero able to break free of that and throw him down to the mat with a big flying head scissors. Guerrero applies an octopus hold, and Billy Riley is down. And there it is, a gory special. He transitions out of the octopus hold, grabs him up, scoops him, and then really working him into that gory special. This is a +1 finisher, so the target is going to be 6. And the roll is a 6. So Gory Guerrero has defeated Billy Riley with the gory special. And let's see, that's going to be another fatigue, so that'll be 3 and 4. So that's a 2-star match. Not too shabby. And here we are in our main event, Jim Londos versus Sandor Szabo. And this is for the European Heavyweight title. And in the red corner, weighing in at 225 pounds and standing 6 feet tall, from Kasic, Slovakia, this is Sandor Szabo. And in the blue corner, weighing in at 202 pounds and standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, from Katsupodi, Alagos, Greece, the European Heavyweight Champion, Jim Londos. And Londos and Szabo meet up in the center of the ring, and it's Szabo who takes control of the match on the lockup. Grabbing a headlock on Jim Londos, trying to take him down that way, but he is unable to do so. Londos pops his head out and is in control here. He's going to back Sandor Szabo into the ropes. And Szabo can't get much done there, and Londos breaks cleanly, but is quick to move back in and take control of the match once again. Londos with a cross arm thrust. Choice C maneuver here. This is going to be on the agility move here, so 6 or less for a level 3. And on a roll of 8, Szabo able to avoid the cross arm thrust and take him down with a Hackenschmidt toe hold. And Londos is down. He's not going to roll out of the ring. Londos, a fighting champion, but Szabo moves in quickly and applies a full leg stretch lock on Jim Londos. Londos is hurt, and Szabo backs him into the turnbuckle. And unlike Londos, Szabo delivers a couple of overhead shots right to the chest of Jim Londos. And Londos is in trouble now as Sandor Szabo throws him from the ring, and he lands hard on the outside. He might be counted out here. Target is 1, roll is a 6, so able to get back in the ring. And Szabo is in control. Szabo with a big front chancery. Agility is 2, so that would make it a 5 or into the ropes. Ooh, neither of those are great. So we're going to go with the ropes. And the referee steps in to break it up. And both men meet in the center of the ring with a lockup. And it's Jim Londos who takes the lockup there. And Londos with a big crotch lift and slam on Sandor Szabo. And Szabo is in trouble here. And he's hurt. That really got him. Grinding arm bar by Jim Londos on Sandor Szabo. And Szabo able to work back to his feet here. And Londos spins him down with a reverse toe hold. And he's applying the pressure, but Szabo able to kick free. And Szabo grabs a reverse wrist lock, and he does have the power, so that will work. And Londos is hurt. And Hackenschmidt toe hold out of that wrist lock. And Londos in trouble here. Londos is hurt. Szabo backing him into the turnbuckle. And Londos spins it around before they get there. And Sandor Szabo able to headbutt Londos as the referee gets between them to break it up. And Sandor Szabo is in control now. Szabo not going to back him into the ropes, going to roll up. And he tries for a rolling hip lock. But Londos is the more agile of the two, so that will not work. Londos able to avoid being taken over into the hip lock, or by the hip lock, and grabs a crotch lift and picks Szabo up and slams him to the mat again. And Szabo is down. He's going to roll out of the ring. And Londos tries to avoid, or the referee talking to Jim Londos and distracting him sort of, as Szabo reaches in and grabs Londos, pulling him out of the ring, scooping him up and slamming him to the ground as Szabo rolls back in the ring. And now Londos might be counted out. Target is 2, roll is an 8. And Szabo is in control. Szabo once again going to throw Londos out of the ring. And Londos hits the concrete hard for the second time in a row. And now he is in trouble. Target is 3, roll is a 5. So Londos once again able to get back into the ring. But Sandor Szabo really doing a number on him here. Throwing him out of the ring again. And once again, Jim Londos hits the concrete hard. Third time in a row. He's really screwy in the head now. Target is 4. Roll is a 7. And that, he struck his head on the concrete out there, and he is bleeding. So Londos in trouble now. As Sandor Szabo continues to attempt moves here with the reverse single Boston Crab on Jim Londos. And Jim Londos is hurt here as Sandor Szabo. A double-handed rabbit punch. And that dazes Jim Londos. And he grabs a headlock and tries to take him down, but Londos slips out. And Londos into the ropes here with Sandor Szabo. Then the referee able to break these two up. And Londos able to win the lockup here. And attempts a reverse toe hold on Sandor Szabo. And Szabo's hurt here as Londos grabs him with another crotch lift and slams him to the mat. And Sandor Szabo is in trouble, but he rolls out of the ring and takes a breather, slowing the match down. And he rolls back in, but Londos is on top of him. And Londos with some rabbit punches, and those connect, and Szabo is down. Those kind of, I don't know, almost sucker punches really did a number on Sandor Szabo. And Londos grabs a short arm scissors while he's down. And he's really wrenching those short arm scissors. This could be a submission here. Target is 5, roll is a 6. So Szabo able to break free. But Londos now in control. Fireman's Carry Slam is a add one move again. And Londos has Zabo in trouble as Zabo's down on his back. And Londos locks in a standing toe hold. And he's got him in trouble. Wrenching that toe hold, trying to get the submission here. Target is 7, roll is a 9, so Sandor Zabo once again able to break free. But Jim Londos in trouble here. Here's a Boston Crab, but I believe this becomes the airplane spin. Once if he has 3 or more fatigue tokens, and Zabo definitely does. So that's going to be the airplane spin plus 2. So the target is going to be 10. And the roll is a 7. So Sandor Zabo put up a valiant fight, but Jim Londos is able to defeat him with the airplane spin and retain his title. And let's see. Zabo would have had... Okay, so I did add 1, so that is 7 plus 4 is 11. Divided by 2 is 5.5 stars, so that was a 5-star match between these two European warriors. And we'll hit OK here, and that is the final match. Just like Grant does, let's go check out our ratings here. Or our rankings, I guess it is, not ratings. And you can see that Lou Thesz is our World Heavyweight Champion, 8-5 here. Jim Londos, 23-7. This is his first reign, and he has 13 defenses of that European title. He has held it since year 4, so quite a while, I believe. He is going on 3 years if I go to longest combined reigns. Yeah, 4 years and 1 day over 1 reign. So a fairly long time to be the champion. Still nothing coming on William Muldoon's 6-year reign as the NBBW World's Junior Heavyweight title. But yeah, so let's see. Joe Stecker and Ed Lewis both in line for maybe a shot at Lou Thesz. If we go to the women here, we've got Josephine Blatt as our champion. She beat, I believe it was Fabulous Moolah, who was the, oh, it doesn't, I forgot this isn't the title thing. So yeah, I believe she beat Moolah. And Mildred Burke is clearly the #1 contender. It's not even close. And then if we go to the tag teams, we've got Los Hermanos Shadow, 2-0 as the champions. The Dusik Riot Squad with 10 wins but 11 losses. Maybe the Zbyszko brothers as the #1 contender there. Mustachioed Muscle is done because Farmer Burns is retired. The Hook and Book Connection and the Sharps are not doing too badly either, but not quite as many matches under their belts, so we might want to wait for that. But there we go. Let's see if I'm right about the title history. I'm just going to go check real quick. For the women's title, yeah, she beat Moolah, and Moolah didn't have any defenses. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for me, unless you have any more questions. If not, then I am going to call this one and get on with my day. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good weekend. And I hope to see some of you tomorrow at the Road to Galacticon official virtual con event. Y'all take care.